Hey, what's up, you guys? So, it's Comic Con Africa weekend, and I'm hoping that you are having a rollicking time just the way I am. Now, this is another installment in our special feature. As you know, our good friends from Project Springbok have this amazing initiative where they allow up and coming developers to create, well, I'm gonna say little insights, little sort of like inlets into their brain waves, their processes, and have these amazing games and apps and all that stuff developed, and you get to use it afterwards. Now, as part of this initiative, what we did was we reached out to some of these up and coming developers, and we just profile them, have a chat with them, and help you to get them know slightly. Help you to get to know them slightly better. Okay, so first and foremost, chatting over here to my boy Vedant. Vedant, how are you doing, brother?
Right in yourself, Jay.
I am fantastic. I am fantastic. Okay, so just in like 10 seconds or so, break it down for my friends out there. Who are we talking to? What are you all about, brother?
I'm an independent game developer here in Johannesburg. Just currently working on some projects, one of them being Snaptic that we shall be discussing now.
100%. Now, this particular project now, it's called Snactic, right? It's called
hmm
Snactic, and it is ridiculously addictive. I'm just going to start out by saying that. But why don't you help us out a bit? Give us a little bit more of an understanding as to what the project's about, how does it work, all of that stuff. So my friends out there can have like a frame of reference for where we are and what we're doing.
Okay, so Snaptic is a game you play as different alien bugs. You go to different locations and you collect food. Simple premise, but there are different areas that you go to, different sort of threats that you might come across. So there's a lot of like variety and different changes that you can go through. And it's also a multiplayer game as well. So I mean, you and your buddies can also have a go at it.
Now, 100%. Okay, now we have some footage of the game, right? Some gameplay footage, and I want you guys to have a look at that just so you can see how the game mechanisms and whatnot work. And we will come back right after this. Here we go. Okay, right. So, guys, you've had a look over here, and as you can see, that last part, like you looking in one side, and you're doing your thing on this end, and then on the other hand, now there's literally a hand that comes and just smacks the thunder right out of you. So, but now they gotta ask, what inspired the game? Like, how did you come across this?
So this was at the start of it a game jam game. So the themes for it were 5 seconds and the rules are meant to be broken. So then I decided let's take 5 seconds in rules. So make up the 5 second rule, which right now is like the don't bother picking up rule at this moment. So basically I thought, hey, I wanted to make a game about regarding falling food. So what creatures do we usually I usually see ants on the floor busy picking up some rice or something. So I mean, there we go. So just start off with that.
Oh, that is awesome, dude. Because, like, I mean, I spent my lockdown just scarfing down so much of stuff. So there was absolutely nothing in my flat that anything could eat. But there is this one mutant roach here somewhere. And I've decided to name him Howard the Roach. And I am convinced that this guy over here is, like, having played the game now, having seen the footage again in a few seconds ago, I'm like, no, wait, there's something going on over here. So now I'm even more conscious of it. I'm going to make a conscious, deliberate effort to make sure that there are absolutely no comes anywhere here because we don't want any problems. But anyway, let's change tack a little bit over here for a second. Now, I mean, game development, developing, being a developer, just all of that seems like such a far removed concept from, my life experience. So I have to ask you, when it comes to game development as a whole, is that something you look at as a hobby, or is it something that you look at as a calling, a career, a different trajectory for your life, as it were? Tell me more about your journey, brother.
All right. I've been studying and making games since 2017, been just finished my course with it regarding it. And with this title going forward, I'm going to be making this my full-time job. in a way, I could say it is a fusion between Korean hobby.
Okay.
Krabi, as I would say.
Probably, I like that. I like that. I like that. No, but like I mean, but I guess out here in the in the African context, and to like hone it slightly closer in the South African context, I would imagine that there are some challenges that one would face because, like I said, this what you're doing right now is so far removed from the day-to-day experience that someone like me would experience. Because I mean, in as much as I play games and do all of that stuff, the process, the thought process, and the work that goes into actually creating this over here, it is something a bit that's, like I said, removed from what my life experience has been. So, from your perspective, what sort of challenges do you face in doing this?
It's more or less just happening to come up with like having the right resources, just coming up with the right idea, the right concept. I mean, at this point, you've probably seen majority of what could be done, but I mean, with this whole South African industry, there's a lot of stuff that can be done in your own little
Mm,
twist. I mean, like we saw recently last year with Boot Fighter, which was
mm,
basically Double Dragon Streets of Rage with South African guys in four ways. Yeah, so simple little twist on it as well. I mean, it can't just be like that as well. So I mean, other things as well. Another example, Semblance, made by Naoma
mm.
Corp. So the game has a very nice art style, very African theme to it, and I feel like that's what I can actually see going forward with this, with South Africans and just Africa in general when it comes to game development. Just a lot of unique styles, unique themes. Just I can see a lot of potential there.
No, that's epic. So, I like the way you've twisted that around because I was thinking of it from the perspective of, okay, well, you know what, surely living down here in Africa where the lights are unreliable and airtime is expensive, it might be a bit difficult, to break in. But what I love is that you've actually twisted this entire thing around and, are looking from the perspective of there's so many opportunities of here, which I think tying in with what our friends from Project Springbok are doing, it just all aligns quite nicely, because we are all about exploring new opportunities. Now, on the topic of new opportunities, I gotta ask, like, what's in the future for you? Like, where do we go from here? Do you have other projects in the pipeline? What's going on?
Do have a couple things in the work. Can't exactly disclose right now, but I mean, I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I genuinely enjoy this stuff. It's like good problem solving, just lots of good fun. It's a very interesting experience. I mean, some people might have like, oh, they might go out, maybe just do some, I don't know, it's almost like chess for me to some extent. That's probably
Uh,
a best way I could describe it. So I mean, you always have that little problem. It's like, should I sacrifice the pawn? Should I do this? It's like a lot of problem solving, a lot of like strategy to it. So I kind of feel there's that nice element to it, and there's that sense of satisfaction that I really love coming from when it comes to game development.
okay. I gotta tell you, you're very smooth over here because like I was trying to like dig something out of you, but you were just like so chill about it. Like, there's something coming, hang in there. But this is where my mind is at the moment. I'm like, okay, I'll bite. So let me take a sec. And given the fact that we're talking about snacking via me wanting to bite, is actually a nice pun if you got it. I assure you that was a funny pun, guys. That was a funny pun. Real talk right now, though, brother. I gotta ask you, Snacktick, the project now, right? How long did it
Yes.
take you to develop that, like to build what we've seen so far?
So the game jam was around late March, and the game's released now here in September, so I'd say just under 7 months within that period, on and off. But I mean, I'd say it went full time from like maybe late April, early May.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, no,
but
that's
however, I do plan on adding in new content, and we'll keep on supporting this for a while. Definitely, there's still a lot more that I want to do with this game, even after launch. So look forward to that.
now on the topic of launches and all of that stuff. Okay, where can my friends out there in the Comic Con verse actually find the game? Where can they get their hands on it? Where can they access it, play it, and do all of that stuff?
So you can purchase the game right now on Steam.
Oh,
However, this weekend only during Comic Con Africa Online, you can actually play a small slice of it through the exclusive demo. So you'll get access to 4 characters and 2 locations.
Okay, so
And
something special here for Comic Con weekend. But like, how do they go about doing? So that will also be on Steam.
so as an added bonus now, if you play this demo, then if you share your scores on social media and stuff, a selected few will actually win a copy of the game on Steam. So keep going at that, keep pushing on those high scores there. And yeah, if maybe you just want to give the game a go, else it's gonna be on Steam. So currently on purchase right now.
Ah, smooth, smooth, smooth. That is awesome, dude. You know, all the best with that. But now, you alluded to other projects there, stuff that you have in the pipeline, as it were. So, I mean, where will my friends out there find you? You know, socials and all of that stuff. Where can they find you so they can get to know you a little bit better and get to keep the finger on the pulse, as it were, in terms of where you're going, what you're working on, all the stuff that you're doing behind the scenes?
So currently I'm very active on Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus. Is Google Plus still a thing? But overall, on majority of these social media sites, probably will find me. Should be some links up here. But also, if you want to directly just look at my game development stuff, my projects, probably past and present, and and definitely future stuff as well, you can check out my itch.io page.
Okay, 100%. You know what I think I'm going to do, just to make it a little bit easier for the guys, I think somewhere on the screen or down below, we'll pop all those links as well, so you guys can follow it at your leisure. Now, which brings me to, I think, the critical one here, the critical one. And this is a two-parter, so brace yourself, right? So the first part is, why did you decide to participate in the Project Springbok initiative? You know, what drove you to do that, man?
I joined it last year as well at Comic Con Africa 2019, and I thought it was a very nice experience, very good experience. Met a lot of new developers, met a lot of new people, got a lot of people to actually try out my game as well. So I mean, at the time I had Taxi Tourist, so that was a game that used the table realm system. So you scanned your phone, you can play around with a taxi, and that game was also a multiplayer game. However, that one had no limit to how many players you could have.
Oh,
So you can check that one out as well. There's the Comic Con demo build is currently on my itch.io. But
oh.
for this year, I thought it would be a little more interesting because with COVID and everything, since we're not going to actually have an expo, an actual meet and greet thing, it's going to be now chatting with the people online. This gives out an opportunity to meet probably more people in the virtual space. Give out a lot more. It'll be a lot more easier just to let people have a go at this sort of thing. They can, in the
Mhm.
comfort of their own home, no less.
Ah,
As well,
yes, yes.
yes.
You know, it's
And
it's actually pretty bittersweet over there because, like, on one hand, I mean, I think a lot of us thrive on meeting up with members of our tribe, but on the other hand, you know, given COVID and all of that stuff over there, you know, I mean, like, what else can one do? But now, on the topic of what people can do, you know, I obviously want people to enjoy Snack. You've guided us and told us where they can find the demo, and that's an awesome thing happening over the week. But in terms of now helping you with this thing and helping you to get to the next level, as it were, what can my friends out there do to help you on your journey as you move forward? Is there any sort of support that they can give? You know, just throw it out right now. You have their ears, you have their eyes, and you most certainly have their hearts. Tell them the things, my man. Tell them the things.
yeah, so I mean, I would say you can probably you can add the game to your wish list, probably purchase it at some point, or you can purchase it right now on Steam. Um, as well, this is just a personal thing as well. I feel like probably support more indie devs as well, just in general.
Mm,
Even there's a lot of South African guys, a lot of up and coming guys. But I kind of believe that that's where the industry is going to go forward. A lot of these AAA companies, so I mean, all these big Ubisoft, EA, all these guys, it's going to be a lot harder for them to make games on all the new systems. But
mm,
that's why I believe that the indie market will thrive, and I believe that these are the guys that'll have a lot of passion, and everyone will actually small games, but have a lot of heart to them. That's all I can tell you.
All right, then, you guys. So there you have it. Okay, so if you have any questions, comments, views, or is, you can reach out to my boy Vedant. His socials, his details are going to be somewhere on the screen or below. And just remember, the fun doesn't stop. Comic Con Africa coming to you in your home from the 24th to the 27th of September. Also, do not forget that even though the show itself is scheduled from 10 a.m. to 6 a.m. every day, we also have the After Dark show as well, which promises to be a cracker. So anyway, support my boy Vedant, support local developers. Shout out again to our friends from Project Springbok. Thank you for making this possible, and I'll chat to you guys on the flip side. Peace.
What's up, guys? Project Springbok. So here we are. We're sitting with Michelle here from Nukema Studios. Michelle, how are you doing?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm okay. Thank you.
Awesome, man. Michelle, you entered Project Springbok for a reason, right? So tell us a bit more about everything, and tell us a bit more about yourself and your projects and everything that's happening from your side.
The name is Nokema Game Studios. Nokema Game Studios. Yeah. Yeah. I'm the creative director. Yes. And we are working on Alpha Warriors, fighting games inspired by a fighting game where we want to showcase deities and divinities from African pantheon.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah,
so
we are currently.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we released a early demo of our games 3 weeks ago, and we had a huge feedback and appreciation from the gamer community. Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's a pleasure to be here in Springbok project.
Great. Michelle, tell us a bit about the inspiration behind why you created this game.
Yeah, I grew up playing a lot of fighting game like Street Fighter, King of Fighter, and one of my dream was to have African character into on those games. So the main idea, the main motivation comes from there. I also grew up drawing, so I draw and I write story. So
awesome.
After my secondary education, I decided to run a business in the game game business. And between the idea, I decided to make something where we can find African characters, where we can showcase African cultures and also African martial arts. Yeah.
Awesome. So, Michelle, we've actually got a bit of a demo that we're gonna play now, so that fans can have a bit of a view of this amazing and exciting game that you created, which we'll go through and play right now. Michelle, that was such an awesome demo to show the fans. Tell us a bit more about what does it take to build this game?
Yes, what? I don't understand.
So what does it take to build this game? What goes on behind the scenes in creating such an amazing game?
Yes. So we start working on the project 2 years ago with a very small team. Yeah, and a very small team of talent people with skills in drawing, in 3D animation, 3D creation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we.
How long does it take, Michelle? How long did it take to build this game in total?
Yes, well, we are working on the project since 2 years, and we really start with the development step 1 year ago. So during the first year, we were working on pre-production. So working on the story, on the research, yeah, the development of the actual footage you see take 1 year.
Oh wow, that's obviously Michelle. That's obviously a lot of time and a lot of effort that goes behind creating this game, right? What are the biggest challenges you face as a game developer in Africa?
As a game developer in Africa, we had a lot of challenge on our daily ventures. One of the main challenge is the lack of competence. Yeah, we want to create game with international standard. We don't just want to create game because we are fan, because we like it. We want to make games to make people perceive Africa differently. We want to make game to create to create jobs. Yes. Yeah. So we don't have a lot of people with skills to create games. For example, for our to build our team, I took a lot of several months to bring my resources, my my teammate, to train my collaborator to have skills to bring to create something that can compete with international market. Yeah, so this is one of challenge we face. Another challenge is lack of funds to run company. You know, in our country, we don't have support of government, support of banks to help us run our company. So that is something very challenging. We usually have. Yes, another challenge is the market is not really ready in Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, the market
Michelle,
is not really ready.
Yes, Michelle. Where can people find Nukema Game Studios, and how can people get in touch with you?
Yes, you can find Nokema on our website. Yes, nokema.com, or through social media, Instagram, nokema.interactive.
Well, Michelle, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your effort. We're looking forward to getting your game submitted, and then we'll all the best for the rest of the Project Springbok competition.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Cheers. Have a good one.
Hey, what's up, you guys? So once again, Comic-Con Africa weekend, we are having a cracker of a time, and I gotta tell you, one of the more entertaining things for me has, of course, been the special feature brought to you by our friends from Project Springbok. And as you know, Project Springbok is this incredible initiative where they are essentially shining a spotlight, as it were, on up-and-coming developers here on the African continent. Now, one of these bad boys is, of course, my next guest, Georgie. Georgie, how are you, my brother?
I'm good, Zaid. How are you?
I'm in good physical health. Mentally is always a little bit kumse kumsa, but you know what? They're not here to listen about me. They're here to listen about you. So tell us more about you. Where are you from? What do you do? What are you doing here? Tell us about your project. I mean, I'm excited about it. You excited about it. I want all these people out there to be excited about it as well.
Okay, awesome. I'd love to share anytime. So I'm George Odongo Ahera, Kenyan, and I'm like the lead developer and CEO at Weza Interactive Entertainment. We make games inspired by African culture. That's like our thing. And our goal is to entertain, to empower, and to educate. That's like our 3 E's, if you want to call it that. But yeah, we love making games, and we released our first game called Zito. And that's like at least the game I want to share with you guys today, and we'll tell you a bit about the universe and what we're trying to do with the Mzito. Yeah.
Now, I gotta tell you, right? Like you know how to leave the guys on a cliffhanger there, right? Because like, in as much as you're giving the guys an inside understanding, for anyone out there who is a complete noob to the gaming world, and if we had to break it down to them in terms of, okay, this is a game where you got to do this and that and this and that, I'm going to challenge you, right? This is a time trial round here, brother.
Whoa,
time trial round, right? In,
Right.
in 15 seconds or less, right? I want you to round out the concept for the guys so they know more or less what we're talking about. Okay, so let's call this a time trial round, right? So in, let's say, 15 seconds or less, I want you to break down for us how your game works, what it's about, and all of that, right? Here we go.
Okay, Zito is a 2D follow platformer adventure game. You play as the first two Mzito, and they go on this epic journey to save Africa across 15 majestic locations. It's your duty to purge an ancient corruption and begin the new awakening of Africa. That's more or less it.
Wow, my man, right? And with time to spare, Well done, brother. Well done. Well, look, right? I was fortunate enough to have a look at the game trailer as well as some footage of the gameplay of there, and like, I fell in love with the concept. And I wonder if it would be okay with you if we were to show all our friends out there right now a little bit about that of that footage there, so they can see exactly why I was like, no, you got to break it down for them. You cool with that?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay,
yeah.
So let's bring the thunder. Let's do the thing. Guys, here's some amazing footage for you. I want you to have a look, and we're going to pick it up right after this. Here we go. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. At this exact point in time, I am feeling a little bit like so close, yet so far. But man, what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful concept. What an engaging concept at that. So, I mean, because like, I mean, let's be honest, right? Let's be honest. You are on the other end of the continent. I'm on the bottom end of the continent. And, you know, just looking at a little bit of what we've seen over there, I feel like I identify with the character, with the protagonist over there, right? So I gotta say, how did you guys round out to this concept? Like how did you get there? You know, what was the synthesis of this? Yeah.
So it was a lot of moving parts, and honestly, it took a lot of months before even we decided on the name of the game or even the storyline. At the very beginning, it was just like a really simple game that I was showing around to my friends. Oh, yo, I created this cool thing. It plays really cool and feels really nice. And everybody was telling me, yo, you should make this. You should make this more. You should make this more. I was like, maybe I actually should do this seriously. And that's really the beginning of all of it. I always wanted to make games. Games are something I was always passionate about. Always wanted to do since I was a kid. I knew that was what I was going to do eventually, but for this game, it came at a very specific time when I feel like I was sort of falling in love with African culture, and I was like, "Wow, look, Africa, the continent is so big, and there's this diverse kinds of people, and this diverse kinds of places." And I wanted to travel the whole continent, something I really wanted to do at the time, but I couldn't do it. And I was like, you know, why couldn't we give people an experience of that in the game? And while at the same time you're all going on this epic journey, sort of save Africa, bring about this new awakening, you know, really inspire people but at the same time, entertain them, and at the same time, you know, teach a bit of something, a little bit about Africa, the different places, where you're going, what you're doing. But yeah, that's really the core inspiration of everything. But really, that it was just the process of falling in love with the African continent. That's what I believe is the main inspiration of where this whole idea really came from. Yeah.
Well, look, I'm inclined to agree, you know, about the emotional investment that anyone playing it now would feel, you know, so kudos on that. And, you know, I really like what you said about how, you know, you're striking the balance between informing and entertaining, you know, so like, I really like that because in as much as it has gameplay elements that, you know, we are used to, and, you know, like the learning curve is it's a very, very small learning curve in terms of getting into the game. But at the same time, the way it's couched, you know, the way everything is presented, it gives things like a new feel to it. You know, there's a new vibe, a new feel underlying of there. So, like, I thoroughly enjoyed it. You know, I thoroughly enjoyed it. But now, I mean, it couldn't have been easy, though.
Yeah, of course, of course.
It couldn't have been easy. Because, I mean, like, I was saying to one of the guys on the back end over here that the challenge that, you know, when anyone thinks about Africa, you know, we aren't exactly known for development, you know, especially game development. This is supposedly, you know, like a first world thing, and everyone assumes that here in Africa we are still way back in the wind. You know what I mean? So when it comes to that, you know, as a developer, as somebody now who lives, breathes, eats this thing over here, you know, what sort of challenges do you experience? You know, if any, you can tell me.
Sure. Well, at the very beginning, it's also the fact that you can't really tell if this is possible. That's really at the beginning, at the very, very beginning. You're seeing this whole big thing as game development. It looks super complicated. You probably need like a lot of a team to be around you, support you as you build out this whole thing. There's also the money involved that goes into it. So I'd say maybe if I could give it an explanation at the very beginning, it's a very bittersweet experience. Like there are a lot of hardships you go to, but once you actually get it done, it's probably the most beautiful thing you can ever feel. But definitely, yeah, challenges, I'd say financing, funding, like being able to convince maybe like even African investors that are making video games and this thing is a viable thing to do. It's insanely hard. Some of them have never even played games before. Some of them think it's something for kids. Like the whole concept of video games is not really a mainstream thing yet. So it's probably one of the biggest challenges. Another one is also we don't really know what Africans like to play. So it's almost like you have a gut feeling or an intense feeling that I think Africans will like this, or I think my peers will like this, or I think the people around me will like this, Kenyans, South Africans, Nigerians, whoever you're targeting, I think they'll really love a game like this. So you don't really have anything to back you up on it. That also makes it a bit difficult. It's almost like being in the wild. It's like the wild west of gaming. You don't really know what you're doing. You just say like, I have this deck. I think I believe in this. I'm passionate about this. I think this will work. I'm gonna go for it. So yeah, I think those are probably one of the two biggest things that come into it. Of course, other things like, of course, knowledge. there aren't many places you could go and learn about how to become a game developer on the continent. So a lot of people actually teach themselves how to do these things. Most of the game developers I know are self-taught actually, and it's actually an interesting thing because it means there's a lot of passion there to find somebody who's like, you know what, I'm just gonna teach myself this whole thing. And I'm gonna do this seriously and make games. It's really a lot of passion backing like at least the African gaming industry right now. So it's as much as the challenges, I'm seeing a lot of potential there. Definitely, yeah.
You know what? I'm inclined to agree. I mean, when you look at again the Project Springbok initiative, you know, it's I mean, these guys have realized, you know, this is a major missed opportunity up to this point because they're young people with vibrant ideas that talk to both. Like I said, I'm just loving the concept of informing and entertaining at once, you know. And I reckon, you know, like, again, looking at just that teaser footage and just the tiny, you know, snippet, or that gives one a peek into what you guys have created over here with this, you know, this character, this world, this game, this project, as it were. It's the future is bright and full of promise, you know.
Yes.
So. So, you know, like you described it as being bittersweet, and that really hit home for me. You know, that really hit home for me because I think so many of us over here out here, like, I mean, whether you're out there in Kenya, or whether you here in South Africa, or like anywhere in between, I think the reality is so many of us have grown up and continue to live in a space where there are restrictions and limitations. You know, like, you know, the possibilities are endless. The reality, you know, like sort of tries to fence you in. But then when I see guys like you, when I meet guys like you, and you're still doing the thing, you know, you're making it happen. Like, brother, that's awesome stuff, right? Like, kudos.
Thank you, man. That means a lot. That means a lot.
Now,
yeah, true.
I'm sold. Okay, so I'm gonna help you out here right now, right? So I'm sold, right? I'm sold. I need you to help me to sell it to all the people out there right now, right? So here's what we're gonna do. And there's no time limit. This is not a time trial round at all, right? I need you to help my friends out there know, number one, where can they find you? How do they get in touch? How do they support? You know, like how do we take ourselves from where we are here? Because like everyone expects us to be here. We're currently here. Now we want to move there somewhere, you know, like beyond sight, as it were. How do we do it? Help my friends out there.
Definitely. Like, one would be, okay, where do you find us? You find us. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We are on YouTube. We're on Twitter. If you search Mzito Dev, so Mzito the game and then Dev, you'll find us there. If you search Weza Interactive Entertainment, our name of the company, you'll find us there. Like, follow us, keep in touch with us, see what we're doing. You know, like, share with your friends. Like, oh, there's cool developers are making this cool game. You know, give us a shameless plug once in a while. We're also, I'd say also another way is also download the game and give us your feedback, because that's really the most important thing, because the game might not be the most perfect experience, but if you tell us what we can change, that's going to be the best thing we can do, so we can slowly get, or like continuously get to the best version of the game we can. So just the community's input, if like in any other thing, we are much stronger together than we are apart. So if we all come together, I believe we can make amazing experiences. You can help us and we can help you. Help us create the best thing, and we help you back by giving you the experience that you guys actually deserve as players, or as people just in general. So I think that would be the best thing to do. Like, follow us, share our content, play the game, share it with your friends, and give us feedback at the end of the day. I think that would be the strongest way to really push. I think any game out there, any African developer, any African even entrepreneur out there, yeah.
Now you're talking to me, man. You're talking to me. Okay, so you know, I tell you guys what, right? We are going to hopefully be able to pop a link to the game somewhere over here. But for whatever reason, if we aren't able to do, just because of the nature of the platform, I urge you right now, as soon as this broadcast is over, you're going to find this man over here on social media. You're going to follow these guys. You can give them all your love and support. And once you're done with that, you're going to come on back over here and enjoy Comic-Con Africa online, running all the way through from the 24th to the 27th of September from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And don't forget about our After Dark show as well. So again, like the man said, you know, life tends to be bittersweet. But like I said to you, the future is bright and full of promise. It starts right here, right now. Once again, special shout out to our friends at Project Springbok for making this entire thing possible. And my man, all the best. Like seriously, I'm loving the concept, loving the energy, and I wish you every success. And that you're gonna keep bringing the thunder and doing the thing, my man. Keep doing the thing.
Of course, definitely. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here, share our game, share our concept. It means a lot, and it's a big deal for us too. We want to reach to all the fans that we can, share our story, share our game. We also have other projects we're working on in the future. So yeah, keep an eye on us. Keep an eye on us. But yeah, thank you so much.
My absolute pleasure. Okay, guys, so you know what you do. Bring the thunder, do the thing, and we'll chat to all you guys soon. Peace.